What is up, everyone? My name is Adam Gorak, and I am joined with my good friend Corey Thomas. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I am back for better or for worse.
Yes, it's been a while since we last done this. I think the last one we did was the Halloween franchise, and that was like 6 months ago.
It was like December. Yeah, we didn't do it for Halloween. We did it in the winter.
Yeah, well, summer for me. Though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So for today's episode, we're going to be ranking all of Rob Zombie's movies from worst to good. I guess we're going to do that way. Better way to do it because like it's heaps hard to pick a worst movie from all of them because even though he's only done like 9 movies or so, but like to me, I think they're all good. I think it's one of those like his style of movies. You probably have to watch it more than once to actually to like it a bit more. I think, but for the people that don't know who Rob Zombie is, he's a lead singer for Rob Zombie, his solo band, and also his other project White Zombie. If you guys don't know who they are, stop this episode right now and go and listen to those two bands because they're friggin' awesome. But yeah, this is going to be a fun one, and hopefully it's not another 2-hour episode.
Yeah, Rob Zombie is one of those, for his music, it's one of those people where you might not know who they are, but as soon as you hear probably 3 or 4 of their songs, you're like, oh yeah, I know who this is. Yeah, and not even, for a lot of people that didn't even know they knew what that was until they hear it in the context. Like, oh yeah, I've always known this song. I've always known Dragula.
Yeah. Or Superbeast or something, anything from the first album, I think.
Yeah.
Is what people be like, oh yeah, I know that song. But then you play all the other songs, like, what's that one from? Like, just no. I just don't understand that. But I'll let you go first on this one, my friend. So let's start from the worst to the good.
Yeah, so like you were saying, I feel like Rob Zombie has always been a very divisive creator, like with his music and obviously with his movies. And when we talked and decided we wanted to do this, it was funny because I immediately knew what my top 3 were.
Yeah.
And I also knew what my last place was, but I didn't know where anything in between fell. And I don't even know if I still agree with the ranking that I made. Like, I may already disagree with myself, but so we'll start with the worst. And really, I don't even mean worse. Maybe I just mean least favorite. Like we talked about this when we did the Halloween movies. Like, the way that I rank movies is based on the likelihood of watching it again and like enjoying it. It's not necessarily that one's better than the other. It's just, if I'm going to watch all of Rob Zombie's movies, this is the one I'm going to skip most likely. So last place would be the animated film, El Superbeasto.
Yeah.
And really not because we were talking right before we started recording, and it's definitely wild. There's definitely a lot on there that could only be animated. And I know it's a tie-in to a comic series that he has. So maybe if I knew the comics, maybe the movie would have been a bit more understandable. But there were just a lot of moments in the movie, and it's only an hour long, so it's not, there's not a lot to it. But there's a time where I'm just like, I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah,
it's just pretty wacky.
Yeah.
Just pretty wacky. It's cool because it has a lot of fan service. Captain Spaulding and Otis make an appearance,
and Michael.
And there's nods to a bunch of other franchises, but that's probably my last place.
Yeah.
Next I put, and again, I don't even know if I agree with this, but next I put the movie 31.
Yeah.
Which is, what's his name? Richard Blake, the guy that plays Doomhead. He does a lot.
Yeah.
He does a lot to make that movie better, but the rest of the movie is just kind of like, just very like run of the mill action slasher. Next place I put the Munsters, which I'm a really big fan of the original Munsters.
Same.
The actual series. That was like yeah, I remember watching that show for the first time with my dad. We had
Same.
we had TV Land, you know, just a I don't know what they have there, but you know, here with the channel is just, you know, reruns of all old shows, and
Classics.
we'd watch a few, like he always watched Andy Griffith and Emergency and a few others, but the Munsters was one that like we had it on one day and I was like, oh my God, they had like a comedy show for families about monsters. Like this is incredible.
Yeah.
So I always liked the series, and I know that when I heard Rob Zombie was going to be doing it, I knew that he was probably going to do it well. And the movie is very goofy. Like there's a few moments that I actually laughed at. So again, like even though it's third from the bottom, I don't consider it a bad movie. I think I just like the rest of them more, and that's just kind of where the Munsters falls. So next I have Halloween 2. We talked a lot about this movie in our Halloween ranking, so we can do a plug for that here. Just go listen to that one to hear
Yeah.
my
I'll
thoughts
put it
on
there.
hear my thoughts on that one. And again, like this movie, I know, you know, we talk about how divisive Rob Zombie is, and I think Halloween 2 for a lot of people would either be like their absolute least favorite movie of his or their favorite movie of his, just because of how like drastically different it is from the first one. Like it's, you know, it's such a you know, stark contrast to what the first Halloween was. And like there's a lot that does really work for me. There's a lot that I think you said already only started to work for me as I've watched the movie more times. So if there's people who watched it once and like, well, that was garbage, I'm never going to watch that again, I really think you should watch it again. And
Yeah.
it does get better. So for me, that just means it kind of falls in the middle.
I agree. Yeah.
The next I put 3 from Hell.
Yeah.
Which was another one that I remember when they announced it, I was pretty disappointed because I thought that The Devil's Rejects had a perfect ending, which would have been, you know, spoilers, but you know, all of them dying. And then when they're like, nope, they're back, I was like, oh, this is gonna suck. But it's actually a good sequel, I think. It ticks a lot of the same boxes. I think I'd probably consider it more of like an action thriller than a traditional horror movie. Yeah, like there's some slasher elements in it, but it doesn't have that same feel as being horror. More of, I think, just a action grindhouse, but
adventure style, action adventure for sure.
Yeah. Next, where are we at? So 4th place, and this is where I really struggle if this is in the right spot or not. But 4th place, I put Halloween, which I think in the Halloween series, Rob Zombie's Halloween is one of my favorites, which again might upset a lot of people. You know, we talked about this in that episode too, but that was the first Halloween that I saw in theaters, and I think because of that, I'm always going to hold that movie
before the original, correct?
No, I had seen the original first, but not in theaters. Rob Zombie's Halloween was the first one that I was old enough to go, and that my mom was willing to take me to. So I feel like just because of that initial kind of nostalgia of being in the theaters maybe makes me like that movie more than maybe I should. Also, I think that's probably in the entire franchise of Halloween, Rob Zombie's Michael Myers is probably the scariest Michael Myers. Definitely just like, you know, biggest, most menacing, just, you know, the mask is great. Like, I like that movie a lot. So that's my 4th place. 3rd place is Lords of Salem.
Yeah.
which is one that I think of all of his movies, this has got to be the one that requires watching it more than once, because there is a lot going on. There's a lot of like blink and you miss it kind of moments. You know, that's a movie that like starts as one thing and very quickly becomes something else.
Yeah.
But that movie has become like, you know, that's one of those movies that I watch every Halloween season, because it's like, you know, it's just like required viewing for me now.
It grows on you too.
Yeah, it grows on you a lot. Yeah, I didn't dislike it the first time I watched it, but I was definitely confused the first time I watched it, and yeah, it just you really gotta give it a few tries. So that leaves the last two, which those familiar with Rob Zombie knows what is left. And this is a weird one for me because, you know, second place, I think, of Rob Zombie's rankings is actually like a top 5 movie of me personally in horror. So I put House of a Thousand Corpses as second place because I think arguably, and I know I just said it has nothing to do with it being a good movie or not, and I'm about to just contradict myself, but I think first place goes to The Devil's Rejects because it's
Yeah.
it's arguably a better movie than House of a Thousand Corpses, even though I think I like House of a Thousand Corpses more. Like I've seen House of a Thousand Corpses more, but I think I actually enjoy Devil's Rejects more, if that makes
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
sense at all.
Yeah.
So House of a Thousand Corpses second place, Devil's Rejects first place. And another main reason of why I rank House or Devil's Rejects as first place is because my best friend and I have a pact with each other that if we both get old and if we're both like terminally ill and gonna die soon, that we're gonna die in a shootout with the police in West Texas in a convertible, just like that movie ends. So that's
You got to do it at the exact spot.
yeah. Find the spot, police
Yeah.
barricade, the full works.
Yeah. Special event.
So maybe we went through that kind of fast, but that's my ranking. So we'll do reverse order. So first place, Devil's Rejects. Second place, House of a Thousand Corpses. Maybe I might already be changing my mind. I don't know. Third place, Lords of Salem. Fourth, Halloween. Fifth, Three from Hell. Sixth, Halloween 2. Seventh, The Munsters. 8, 31, and 9, El Superbeasto.
Nice. I think we have similar rankings here, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So with number 9 for me, I went with 31.
Yep.
There was a lot of hype towards this movie when before it came out in theaters, but I waited for DVD release because they weren't showing it here in Australia. I was really excited because the poster, the promo poster, it was just like the truck or whatever it was with the clown's head or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That, and I thought that because I thought like, oh, this is gonna be fucking amazing, and then I watched it and I'm like, I thought the opening scene was really cool. How it
Doomhead's
starts off,
monologue. Yeah.
yeah, and went for that old school black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I was watching a newer version of Saw. You know what I mean? Meets Texas
Oh yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this movie really did have a lot going for it. Just the concept of, you know, people being kidnapped and trapped in this place that they have to escape as they're being hunted on Halloween night. Like it sounds like it should be better than I think it ended up being. Just because I felt
Yeah,
like a lot of the moments just kind of fell short. I don't know. But anyways,
yeah,
it is towards the bottom.
yeah. It's still an enjoyable movie to watch. The good thing about Rob Zombie's movies, at the end, it always has a huge cliffhanger. And I kind of felt like the way how this is ended, which we can get into spoilers very like later on after we finish my ranking, but I kind of feel like there could be a sequel to this one. I think, or maybe not, just the way how it ended a bit.
Call it
But
call it 32.
yeah, 32, 32 years later. But it'll be interesting. But I think Richard Blake would be a good Joker, though.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of that when that came out. And instead we got Jared Leto, but that's a
Yeah,
different
let's not talk about
podcast.
that. Yeah. Number 8, I put The Haunted World of El Superbeasto. It's not like at first I didn't like it because I was just like, what is this? You know, when I first saw him, I'm like, oh, he's doing animation now, and I watched them. I was just like, there was just so much shit going on. Couldn't really keep up with it. But then I rewatched it today on my lunch break, and I actually quite enjoyed it now than what I did at the first time.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that, like, early to mid 2000s, like, bro humor, just very,
yeah,
very dumb. A lot of animated boobs, if you know,
yeah,
and a lot of, I don't know. I'm not one of those people that is like, well, that didn't age well. Like, you know, I don't really care. But for this movie, I could see it maybe that I would have liked it better if I was, 15 years younger, and then, was making
yeah.
fart jokes all the time. Like, maybe I
Like
would have ranked it higher, but
maybe if your kids get like really older, like maybe 17, maybe you can watch it together as a family.
yeah, I'll try it with them in about 10 years and see what they think.
Yeah, exactly. Number 7, I picked Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. It's always going to be hard, like what you were saying, from the worst to the last. But then when you get to the middle section, it gets harder.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like this isn't a bad movie at all. I just kind of felt like the direction was just heading to a weird place at the time when he was doing it. I think he just rushed it. It feels like it's just been rushed. You know what I mean?
I think it probably was.
Yeah,
I know that this one had less studio interference than his first Halloween did, but I still think that there was a big push to get it done to be released in time, because I think it had a fall release, right, in theaters, so
yeah,
to probably try to have something near the Halloween season. And I said this too, when we ranked it last time, but I think the opening scene of that movie, uh, when they're like at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital and he's stalking Lori, like that opening 20 minutes makes up for what the rest of the movie is, in my opinion. And
yeah.
that's like what puts it right in the middle. Yeah.
And that, but to me now, like I can still sit through it and watch it, but at first I had to like give it like 2 goes, watch the first half, turn it off, and then maybe a few days later finish it off or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I do think it technically gets weird towards the end. And I think it's the same kind of weird that Lords of Salem is, but I think
yeah,
Lords of Salem just does it better. And I think because there's less of an expectation with Lords of Salem being weird than there was with Halloween. But I need to stop interrupting you, so I'm sorry.
it's all good because number 6 is Lords of Salem.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, low blow on that one. It's one of those movies that you can rewatch now again if you watch it maybe like more than once. But at first, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I thought it was just way too much weird shit going on. And then after I finished watching it the first time, I was just like, "This is like a ripoff of Evil Dead."
A little bit, yeah. A little
Yeah,
wet.
yeah, a little bit of Evil Dead and Blair Witch Project or something like that. But I actually thought the script, the more you watch it, the more you appreciate it. But I watched it the other day for like maybe the 4th time or something, or 3rd. The script writing to this movie was actually pretty cool, though.
Like the script itself or the process?
No, the whole thing. I think, to me, I've like the storyline with the whole movie with the DJs, how they got like this package and then they
Yeah.
play the record and all this weird shit starts happening. Obviously, reminds me of Evil Dead. I thought it was pretty cool. For the people that did not know as well, the guys that played in the death metal band, in between the scenes or whatever it is Rob Zombie's band.
Yeah, it's John Five and
Piggy D and
Piggy D
Gingerfish, I
and
think.
Gingerfish, yeah, which isn't
Yeah.
isn't the band anymore, but that's
Oh, Gingerfish is still there.
yeah,
But yeah.
Ginger's still there on the drums, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Blasco and Riggs are back now. Number 5, I went from 3 from Hell. There was a lot of hype towards this movie as well. Obviously, I couldn't see it in theaters because it was in a different fucking city, like 2 hours away from me. So I didn't want to travel all the way just to watch a movie that was on at 9 p.m. at night and stuff.
and be disappointed.
Yeah, but I actually enjoyed it the first time I watched it. To be honest, you could tell that it was probably like Sid Haig's final film.
Yeah, it was. He died before they were done.
Yeah,
that's actually why Richard Blake's character was introduced. The stepbrother, was only there because Captain Spaulding wasn't. He wasn't in the original script.
Yeah. Well, apparently he changed that script in 24 hours or something like that.
I think it was a pretty fast turnaround because, like I said, they had already started filming, and then they lost one of the main characters, and
yeah. But I kind of felt like Otis and Baby's character in this one, they were still like those psycho killers, but they were just like mainly just goofing around and fucking still doing the lame ass jokes that they always do and stuff like that. But that's why I put it at number 5. I don't know. It was a sequel that we didn't really need, but I guess it turned out all right.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it. I like I said, I think Devil's Rejects just ended so well that we didn't need it. Like, I think a thing that would have maybe helped 3 from Hell would be if they leaned into, what is his name? The Midnight Werewolf, just the stepbrother who shows up, like maybe
randomly.
Maybe if they had introduced this idea that the family was bigger and that there were more of them, and maybe they could have been the ones that did it, kind of in revenge of the 3, rather than it still being the 3.
Yeah,
could have been a cooler idea, but I don't know.
It would have been nice maybe if this was sort of planned years ahead after Devil's Rejects. Maybe they could have introduced him in Devil's Rejects. You know what I mean? Maybe at the end,
right?
You know what I mean? But it's still a fun movie to watch. It's just isn't really the same about Captain Spaulding anyway.
Yeah,
got to wear the shirt. So number 4, I went with the Munsters. I actually really enjoyed the movie. There was no way I'm going to put it in the top 3 though, but top 4 is fine by me. I thought it was quite interesting to watch because for the people that did not know, and then when that first came out, people were saying, "Why is he rebooting it?" It's actually a prequel.
Yeah, right. It ends with them moving to Mockingbird Lane, where
So for the people that were slagging it off, watch the movie first, and then watch it and listen closely to the whole thing because it's actually a freaking prequel because they shows you how Herman Munster became Herman Munster and all that stuff, all that. I thought Sherry Moon Zombie was really good as Lee Munster.
Yeah.
And
I think because she was just kind of like same thing when she played Michael Myers' mom in the first Halloween. Like when she's able to just kind of, and even when she, with Heidi in Lords of Salem, like when she's able to play a character straight, I think she does it pretty well. But then when she's like over the top, goofy and irritating like she is with baby Firefly, then it's like, I think she sucks as an actress. But no, that's just actually the character. She's actually doing a fairly good job when it's a good character.
That's the same thing when on 3 from Hell. That's how I thought, with her character from Three from Hell was a little bit more like she had like that comedic, goofy, but like psycho killer vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, Munsters number 4, and like you, I'm a big fan of the series. Again, me and my dad used to watch it when I used to come home from school. Whack it on Channel 7 at like 3:30 in the afternoon, and like just sit down and just watch it. And I thought it was friggin' amazing. And that's how it sort of introduced me into horror a bit. But Alice Cooper is the one that got me into horror. But number 3, I went with A House for a Thousand Corpse, an instant classic movie. It has one of the best opening scenes ever, I think. And out of all of his movies, I think it's probably one of the best opening scenes with the gas station, Captain Spaulding and his co-worker. There's two guys come in. He's like, "Fuck your mama, fuck your sister."
All, fuck you.
Yeah, that's like one of the best lines in the fucking movie. And then I quite enjoyed it at first. Actually no. At first, when I first watched it, I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" And I actually really enjoyed it. And I see people online shitting on it, but I defend that movie from day one, and I don't really care what anyone says, man. That's how much of a fan that you and I are. That are big Rob Zombie fans, because we support his work, even if it's shit or not. You know, we still got to show love to it. I thought like the acting in this movie, especially when it was his first movie, I thought they did great. Everybody was good, and the guy from The Office, the guy that was, Fish Boy.
Yeah.
I thought, he was amazing. Even it would be nice if they showed a little bit more of Dr. Satan or something like that, introduce him more a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that. And I know the story of that movie was the idea of House of a Thousand Corpses was originally supposed to be like a haunted attraction for Universal Studios. And that's why I think the whole movie feels like a haunted attraction. Like it feels like you're just at a haunted house walkthrough, because it's just like everything keeps changing. It's very just like cut, disjointed. You think you're at a normal gas station, but no, there's some like mutant thing living underground doing experiments on people. Like it's definitely like an experience of a walkthrough where it just keeps like it keeps getting worse in terms of like it keeps getting more extreme.
Yeah.
And I think he did a good job of like taking that from a live experience and turning it into a movie. And I don't know. I like it a lot. I think that was one that came out in 2000, right?
Yeah, that was right after Sinister's Urge.
Oh, okay.
And then, I think at that time, Rob wanted to do movies. And then I think that's the reason why Riggs left, because he knew that Rob wanted to do movies. And
I think I was 12 or 13 when I saw that for the first time. And it was just like perfect timing, I guess, for where I was as a kid, where I was like, I love how crazy it is, and like how it just keeps getting bigger. Like it just keeps getting more crazy. Like I don't know.
To me, it was sort of like, even Rob Zombie said it himself. I think he described it as the Rocky Horror Picture Show meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah, that's
and they're two of my favorite movies too. Two of my favorite movies as well. So number 2, I went with Devil's Rejects. Amazing movie. I waited till it came out on DVD so my dad could buy it for me. Because I was just underage at the time to get it. But dude, I really love this movie. The opening scene where they're in the old shack house, where
the first shootout?
The first shootout, yeah. such an amazing opening scene. Still, my favorite opening scene is from A House of a Thousand Corpses, obviously, but Captain Spaulding has like one of the best lines in that movie in Devil's Rejects. Is like when he hijacks the car and he goes to that kid, goes, "Why, kid? Don't you like clowns? Why don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny?" Like, I laughed at that when I was watching it at home, and Mum would be like, "What are you laughing at?" It's just like this. I thought it was great. I thought the script writing, everything, the storyline, everyone's parts in that movie was great. I thought it was amazing. And the ending as well, like what you were saying, has like the best ending and out of all of his movies was like, especially when you have Freebird on.
Yeah, that's all part of the death pact with my friend and I. Like, it's got to be Freebird when the shootout starts too. But
yeah,
it's interesting. It's interesting because the Devil's Rejects is so different from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah,
and Halloween 2 is also so different from Halloween.
Yeah,
in a lot of the same ways, in terms of like, the way that it's shot is completely different, the way it's written is completely different, the way it's acted is completely different. And I just feel like Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses is better at being so extremely different than Halloween and Halloween 2 are.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like this is probably one of probably Rob's better script writing as a director.
Yeah, it's definitely more serious.
Yeah, I felt like he's learned a lot from his first movie.
Yeah,
leading up to the second one.
Learn about what he doesn't want to do and what he doesn't like, and
well, he would. I reckon he would have made a shit ton of money. Maybe from his first film, saved that up, went on tour, get off tour, and then start filming Devil's Rejects and make it into like a bit of a higher budget movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know commercially. I don't know how well House of a Thousand Corpses did. At least in theaters. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's his first movie. You can't expect him to be like fucking like most directors and their debutees. I'll have a look. The box office was 16.8 million. The budget was 7 million.
Wow, I don't know why I thought it wasn't until it came out on home release that it did better, but that's what I get for doing research ahead of time.
Yeah, this is the first time actually seeing this. I know they gave it as a bit of a solid rating. But box office at 16.8 million. Like, could you imagine if A House of a Thousand Corpses made now?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it would do now. I feel like I don't know if we talked about this on one of the other interviews I did or not, but I feel like so many movies are just such like a product of their time.
Yeah.
Like House of a Thousand Corpses is in my opinion has a lot of great moments, has a lot of really just like iconic horror scenes, but it's also very much of the early 2000s era.
Yeah.
Like if it came out today, like I said, it was like 2002 or 2003 when I saw it the first time. So 12 or 13. But if a 12 or 13-year-old saw that movie as a new movie today, it would just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how it would do in the modern era.
Yeah. I guess you probably wouldn't have that same feel that you would have in the early 2000s of like, horror movies.
Yeah. Like, I know, like, I saw it post 9/11.
Yeah.
September the 11th, which I don't know what that was like for you in Australia, but obviously in the United States, that was a huge moment. And there's a lot of House of a Thousand Corpses that kind of keys into and kind of plays on that like Americana feeling of just like uber patriotism and like the nuclear family and all of these concepts of what House of a Thousand Corpses was kind of poking fun at, with just how extreme the family was, and like to try to do that today, I don't know if it would land as well, because we're so far removed from
Yeah.
what America was in the early 2000s that now it would just be like, yeah, it's a wacky movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it just wouldn't be the same, to be honest.
Yeah, just the evolution of what it was and what it was becoming, to be certain things to be in their time is what makes it what it is. And it's, same
Yeah.
for movies.
Yeah. But House on Thousand, Devil's Rejects, yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. Great movie from start to finish. I don't care what you think. And number one, I went with Rob Zombie's Halloween. I thought this was probably one of his best movies since maybe Devil's Rejects, to be honest. Because I kind of feel like this one was more of a higher, the higher budget movie that he's done. Obviously, I really enjoyed this one because this was the watching Rob Zombie's Halloween was the first one before I went back and watched Halloween the original. To be honest,
Yeah, I think you told me you saw
yeah,
the original after.
yeah, because for some reason I always do that with reboots. I always watch the reboot and then I go back and watch the original and compare them to two to see if I liked. I really like what Rob Zombie done with this movie. I don't know if you saw the post that Jamie Lee Curtis posted up about a week ago, how she ran into Cheryl and Rob, and then I think Cheryl Moon Zombie was like, "Oh hi, I played your mother or something like that on the Halloween movies," and then Rob was like, "Hi, I'm Rob. I directed the first two Halloween movies." And then nice to finally meet you, blah blah blah. And she posted about it on Instagram and saying
Wow.
how nice they were. Yeah, that was unexpected. I actually thought this was quite good. The backstory was good. I really enjoyed the whole backstory. I know we talked about this before. Just like how he started
Yeah, and
being this crazy kid.
talk about being divisive. Like that is what divides a lot of Halloween fans. For the original series, people like it because there is no motive. He's just born evil and whatever. Rob Zombie
Yeah,
gives this idea that he was abused and has whatever trauma leading up to it, and some people think that like, oh well, that like humanizes him and it makes sense, and then others like, no, he's supposed to just be this thing and it ruins it. And I don't know, without him doing that, then it's just a shot for shot remake of the original, and there's virtually no reason to make it other than to be a cash grab. Like, yes, he should have done something different, should have
yeah,
added something to it, because that's kind of the point. It's like,
yeah,
again, like to talk about with music, it's the same thing when like if an artist covers a song and they don't add anything to it, then what was the point of doing the cover? Like you should evolve it in some way. You should put your own spin on it.
yeah,
Otherwise, don't bother.
yeah. I wonder how much that movie made though, because it would have made
I do think
a
that one
lot.
did pretty well.
Well,
And I
Devil's
think
Rejects got 20 million.
in theaters.
Yep. Box office was 20 million, even though the budget was 7. Halloween 1 for Rob Zombie was 15 million budget, 80.4 million box office, which is pretty damn good.
What did you say the budget was 80 and what was the box office?
No, it was 15 million for a budget.
Oh, 15 for budget.
Yeah. So which is like twice as more from the last two movies, obviously. And then box office 80.4 million, which is like the highest
Yeah, I knew that
for
one did
him.
pretty well.
Yeah, and it blew up everywhere too. Like everyone was talking about it. But like I think how that came about, I think the Dimension films, the one that was doing like the Halloween movies or something like that. I think they came up to Rob and said, "Oh, we want you to do a Halloween movie," because it was, I guess, it was that time that they needed a new one.
Yeah.
You know, wherever you want to do like a sequel or reboot or whatever, just make another Halloween movie or some shit. And then he just went with a reboot. But I think, yeah, people have mixed reviews about it. But to be honest, honestly, and I talked about this with a guest I had on, and she agreed with me as well. She reckons it was a fantastic movie. I thought it was great. I like how what they did with his character was amazing. Obviously, Tyler Mane, he was Werewolf or Sabretooth, sorry, from the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Ex-pro wrestler as well. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's like the most intimidating Michael Myers of the whole franchise. And not even just because of how tall he is, but also just the way he like carries himself, his mannerisms. I think the mask is just so fucking
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I remember I had seen all of the other Halloweens by the time I had saw Rob Zombie's Halloween. And I remember thinking in theaters like, oh, he made Michael Myers scary again. Like this is awesome. And I guess I was alone in thinking that for a while because I remember other people hating it so much and just being like, I don't know. I think people just like to complain, myself included, but for different reasons.
Yeah, we all do. But like that actually, when I first watched it though, it scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
I got the extended cut. Yeah.
It's pretty intense. Oh yeah, especially the director's cut has that one.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Yeah. No, but I that's the reason why I put it at number one. I think it was one of his best work that he's done since Devil's Rejects and A House of 1,000 Corpses, in my opinion. But it's always going to be hard when it comes down to picking your least favorite to your favorite. But then you get to the middle, and then you have to maybe adjust a little bit things that you want. This wouldn't have to go there. This must just stay here. That's why, I guess you and I were both similar again. Especially with the last two.
Yeah, and I think of all of them, it's probably been the longest amount of time since I watched 31. And I put that in second from the bottom. Maybe if I were to watch that again, which I probably should have done in preparation for this, maybe it would be higher. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so number one for me was Rob Zombie's Halloween. Then number two was Devil's Rejects. 3, House of 1,000 Corpses. 4, The Munsters. 5, Free from Hell. 6, Lords of Salem. 7, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. 8, The Haunted World of El Superbeasto. And 9, 31. Guys, let me know what you guys think. And see, you might disagree on our rankings, which is fine by me because everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah, tell us how wrong we are.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's someone that's a bigger fan than us.
Yeah.
I've been watching Rob Zombie's movies since mom gave birth to me. Yeah, whatever. But
like I said with the Halloween films, the fact that people disagree with how they rank things is the entire point of making movies. If we all agreed on what the best movie was, there'd be no need to make another movie. So if someone thinks I'm way off and they disagree, I'm glad we disagree, and I want to know how you rank it because maybe I'm missing something on a movie and please tell me, but in a friendly way.
Yeah. No violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so now we've done our rankings. Which one do you think was like the weakest one? Not from the ones that we picked from the bottom. Like, which one do you think out of the whole 9? Or let's go with the bottom. Let's go with the bottom 4 movies or something like that we picked. Out of the bottom 4s that we picked, which one do you think was the weakest?
I guess it depends on
Script writing.
on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
In a movie. Like I know I ranked El Superbeasto as the last, but I think in terms of like to call it weak in terms of writing, I think maybe I would still consider that last, because there is a lot that seems like is trying to happen, into a compressed runtime. And like I said too, with the comic series, like maybe there is more that I should know to maybe understand the rest of, not to be too like, high profile film critic here, but like to understand the motivation and the point and like what is actually progressing the story here. You don't really know what everyone else's individual paths and ideas are that maybe a comic would have provided. So as a standalone movie, it's weak, but maybe the El Superbeasto universe at large, it's not weak, and I'm just ignorant to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe that's the weakest for me. I think even though I ranked it higher, I think 3 from Hell is pretty weak.
Yeah.
There was definitely, there were some ideas there that could have been fleshed out better. Like I said, maybe it'd been cooler if there was hints at a larger family, or even like the cult followers that the Firefly family had inspired, like fleshing some of that out a little bit and not leaning so much on just the franchise heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And the same thing with, again, I guess we're getting into a lot more spoilers here, but the whole point of the movie is during Otis breaking out from prison, he kills Danny Trejo, who ends up being the father of these like lucha masked Mexican gang. They flee to Mexico, and the gang just happens to know they're there, and that's the big shootout of the movie. It's like I felt like there could have been a little bit more,
True.
a little bit to what the actual final buildup was going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I would consider the other 2 weakest written would be, because I think, I guess I'll go with 31, just because, like I said, I think there was a lot more potential than what the payout was.
Yeah.
And then the 4th one, I don't know if I have a 4th one. I think the both Halloweens, the Devil's Rejects, House of 1,000 Corpses, Lords of Salem, like those are all, and the Munsters, they're all well written. It's not necessarily like the story itself is what makes one better than the other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. I was just looking at so 31 had a budget of 1.5 million and only made 850,000.
Yeah, I could believe that. And that I think maybe, the Munsters was only released on Netflix, right? But 31 probably had the most limited theatrical release.
Yeah. Even 3 from Hell was a low budget box office.
Yeah, that one didn't have a wide release either. Like I don't know about 31. I was still living in Texas when 31 came out, and that one wasn't in theaters in the town I was living in. And now that I live in New York, 3 from Hell wasn't shown locally either. I think probably a little over an hour away was the closest that 3 from Hell was shown. And then when I was in Texas with 31, it was like 2 hours away was the closest theater.
Well, see,
so they were both pretty limited.
Yeah, and see with because I'm just having a look through Wikipedia, and on Lords of Salem, it's like budget 1.5, box office 1.5, so he pretty much got his money back. He's same money back with this one,
which means he didn't make money because
yeah.
I mean, my understanding is what a movie is budgeted to be made doesn't account for like marketing. So you have to actually make like, I think 1.5 times your budget to actually make money back because of the additional costs that go into what is after the movie's made. So that means that Lords of Salem would have lost money also.
Yeah. I think that would have been his weakest one, to be honest, maybe. Or maybe his lowest one. But with Superbeasto, his budget was 10 million, and that hasn't gotten anything with the box office. So
it probably wasn't it. I mean, an animated movie like that, for as kind of dumb as it is, it probably wasn't in theaters.
Well, Halloween 2, budget 15 million, box office 39.4 million.
Yeah, I know that movie did well because a lot of people were excited to see it. It was only after they saw it that they were like, "Oh, this isn't great."
Yeah,
and that, you know, we talked about this too on one of the other episodes. Like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, like those big name franchises are always people are always gonna turn out for it.
No,
whether or not it's good or not doesn't mean
still gonna watch it.
You know, yeah, idiots like you and I aren't still gonna give them our money.
I'll still watch it. I don't give a shit. Yeah, but like probably, yeah. I think Halloween and Devil's Rejects was probably 2 of his most successful films.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Sure.
I would expect those to have the higher box office. Halloween, especially, just because I remember there being a lot of excitement for that movie.
Yeah.
Same with David Gordon Green's. You know, when Halloween 2018 came out, I remember that was like, for a slasher movie, I saw that in theaters. It was either opening weekend or it was the weekend after, and it was probably like the most packed theater I've ever been into for a horror movie. So I knew that franchise is always going to do well commercially.
Oh, good and bad. Yeah, like what you were saying.
Right.
Yeah, but I always find with Rob Zombie's movies, the bad guy always wins. Have you noticed that in there? That's what I think. That's what he was aiming for, because he wanted his villains to be like the Fonz.
Yeah, right.
Makes sense though, doesn't it?
Yeah, and
to be the cool guy but get away with murder.
Yeah, and but that's been true of horror for a long time. You know, like nobody ever went and saw a Friday the 13th movie because they gave a shit about the teenagers. Like they were there for Jason Voorhees, and
yes,
I think Rob Zombie knew that, and he, you know, with the Firefly family, did a very good job of kind of tapping into that lovability of these just absolutely vile people, and then making them the fan favorite that they are.
Well, with his movies too, they always end with a cliffhanger too. Like at the end of 31, when the Sherman zombie and Doomhead face to face, you see him with a knife, and you see Sherry just like closing her fist, and they're like looking at each other, and then it just stops.
Yeah,
and you're like, really?
Yeah,
would have been interesting to see.
The only one that didn't have a cliffhanger was Devil's Rejects. And
no, yeah, you're right.
He still was like, no, we're coming back.
Yeah,
but even
and a House of 1,000 Corpse.
No, House of a Thousand Corpses ends with the girl escaping, the final girl, and Captain Spaulding picking her up in the car. And as they're driving
Oh
away,
yeah,
Otis sits up in the back seat. So you're like, oh, she doesn't make it.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
it's still going somewhere.
yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. Halloween. Halloween had a little bit of a cliffhanger ish, a bit.
Yeah,
Um,
her
just the way
screaming.
how, yeah, and just shoots him in the head, and that's it. I thought that was a good ending, to the good way to end that movie. To be honest,
Yeah.
like I can't remember how the original ended.
The original
You
Halloween.
remember? Yeah, you remember? Yeah,
Yeah, it's they're in the old house. Loomis comes up, he shoots Michael, and he falls off the second story window. And he goes to look out at him, and the body's not there. And then
yeah.
Laurie starts crying, and roll credits.
Ah, yeah. See, I can't. I like what Rob Zombie did with Halloween One, because like he made that had like a little bit of a twist to it, and like just made it a little bit more dramatic at the end, which is cool because like you see, like for example, Pet Cemetery. Have you seen the reboot?
I haven't seen the reboot yet. No.
So it's sort of like the exact copy like the original, but
Hmm.
the little boy dies in the remake. The little girl dies or something in the original.
Yeah,
Or if I got it the other way around or
I
something
think
like that.
I knew that it's kind of a fake out where you think it's going to be Gage like it should be, but it's the girl. But I haven't seen
Yeah,
anything else of it.
yeah, yeah. I think you think like Rob Zombie should do like another movie. It's been a while now.
Yeah, 2019 was that Three from Hell?
No, the
Or no,
Monsters
yeah, the Munsters was 21.
was 21 or 22. 22.
22. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. If he were to do another movie, I think I'd like to see it just be completely its own thing, not a continuation of anything else.
I like to
Um,
see him do the Werewolf Women of the SS.
yeah, I mean, that might be too far gone at this point, but I know that's something that Rob Zombie fans have been asking for ever since he did that, that fake trailer.
Yeah, friggin' looked pretty good though.
Yeah. Um, I know for a long time he was trying to do a documentary about the Philadelphia Flyers. They're a hockey team,
Yeah,
the Broad Street
yeah.
Bullies, because
I think it didn't happen.
they were just nasty in the 70s. Just fights, a bunch of goons. But if he were to do another movie, I think it'd be cool. But I don't know. I have to wonder if in your opinion, do you think he's a better screenwriter director, or is he a better songwriter and musician?
That's a hard one because I think he's both good, but I think his strongest point, like his strongest thing, I think would have to be music. Even though I think he started film at a young age, I think he worked
He went to
at
film
a
school. Yeah.
yeah, he went to film school, but then I think his first job was working for Pee Wee's Play. Was it the Pee Wee's Herman or something
Yeah,
like movie?
yeah, Pee-wee's Playhouse. He was an assistant of some kind. I don't know if he was doing camera work or what he was doing, but
Yeah,
yeah, he was
I know you mentioned it, John Rogan.
he was in television before White Zombie started.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I think if you look at the band Rob Zombie, I think that there's definitely like peaks and valleys. Like starts out really great, and then it's okay, and then it's kind of bad, and then it gets a little bit better, and then it's kind of bad again.
yeah,
And I don't know, like with music, if he has any interest in putting out another album, like, is it going to get better, or is it going to kind of keep projecting down? And I think the movies do the same thing. It's like the movie starts out great, gets a little bit better, and then maybe gets bad, then it gets weird, and then it gets okay, and like, does it match up with kind of how his music is? And so we
Yeah.
say like, oh, well, if we think the next album might follow the same trajectory, does that mean that the next movie also follows the same trajectory?
Yeah. I think he's he's probably learned a lot on the way when he's filming stuff. And I've noticed with his films, he's always filming at like the old 60s and 70s vibe because that's what he grew up on, obviously.
Yeah.
I see him as as a songwriter because he's always written catchy songs throughout his whole career. Like, come on, everybody's fucking UFO. Like, it's one of the most catchiest songs that
Yeah.
he's ever written, in my opinion.
And I don't know as far as the band goes, how much the band influences, like, is he the sole songwriter or is it a collaborative thing?
Yeah, no.
The band itself is obviously going to change the sound quite a bit. Like I think the last lineup, John 5, Picky D, Gingerfish, and Rob Zombie, like I think some of my personal favorite albums came from that lineup.
Yeah.
I think it's probably contrary to a lot of opinions, but my favorite Rob Zombie album is, what is it, Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor?
Oh, yeah. The album that everybody kind of
dislikes,
hated. I got that
but
album
again,
signed.
like he's just as divisive in his music as he is with his movies. But like,
Yeah.
that was also like the peak of that band lineup as well. So I don't know, without the guitarist and the bassist there, would it just return to Hillbilly Deluxe, or would it be, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm making sense to anybody, but this is kind of, I don't have an answer.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, a lot of people dislike that album. Again, you listen to it more than once, you enjoy it. I actually saw Rob on that tour, and
Oh, yeah?
Korn was opening up for them. Yeah, I went to the meet and greet, and I met Rob, and
That's
I was
cool.
badly sunburned from a friggin' festival a day before. So I saw Rob at a music festival, then I went to his side show the next day.
Man.
And I actually got that album signed from the whole band. And as far as I remember, Gingerfish looked out of it. But Rob was just super chilled. John 5 was like super nice. That's like, I met him 2 times now.
Yeah.
Piggy D was just like super cool. And Ginger was just like spaced out as always, I guess. But like,
probably exhausted.
Yeah, probably. But nah, they put on a fucking good show, dude. And I hope that Rob comes out with the lineup that he has now with Riggs, Blasco, and Ginger. And I think that would be cool. Because I've watched footage and he sounded pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To see Riggs back in the band. Because when I heard that John 5 left to play Motley Crue, I'm like, what are you doing, bro? But then I knew that Riggs was going to come back. It was pretty obvious that he was going to come back. Because like, who could you asked to play guitar for Rob Zombie's band in that high caliber? Like, I'm sure there's other guitar players that can do it, but get your original guitar player back, man. Get Riggs back in there.
Yeah, and I mean, there's definitely like a vibe that Rob Zombie carries that like you have to fit in with. Like, yeah, he could probably very easily get anybody, but not a Rob Zombie character, like what the other guys have been.
And I kind of felt like it was like that with John 5, because like I kind of felt like the chemistry that John 5 and Rob Zombie have had over the years was like Batman and Robin, in my opinion. Like those two work so well together.
Yeah, I agree. I like that lineup a lot. I think John 5 was certainly better with Rob Zombie than he was with Marilyn Manson. But I've also never been a Marilyn Manson fan, so maybe I'm just biased and don't know what I'm talking about. But
yeah.
So I don't know. I guess back to the original question, if there even was an original question. I don't know don't know the influence of like how Rob Zombie creates things to know if another movie would be good.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
I think
know.
like I think if he did another movie, like I said, I'd like it to be just something completely its own.
Different. Yeah.
But I don't know if that means it would be terrible.
Mm.
Because that's kind of what 31 was. 31 was, and Lords of Salem too. Lords of Salem, they're both just like their own thing within his movies as a whole. And in my opinion, at least one of them is really good and one of them's much less good.
So
So
yeah, I know a lot of people who said that that he should do like Halloween 3 or something like that. But to be honest, I think Halloween 3 was good as it was.
yeah,
You know?
like I was saying earlier, like those certain things I think should just exist as they were when they were, like a
Yeah.
remake of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Like a lot of people didn't like it then, but they think it's cool now, but that doesn't mean that it would work if it came out now.
Yeah. I agree. If Rob is gonna do another reboot, what movie should he reboot?
Another reboot?
I'm gonna go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, I know that he would do a really good job of like capturing the grit and the grime and the essence of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, contrary to what people may remember, actually isn't a gory movie. Like there's like
Yeah.
there's actually no blood in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The same with
Um,
Halloween.
Same with the original Halloween, and I think I don't know how he would do with that. I think it'd be cool if he did. And it's weird that it's another John Carpenter movie, but I think a Rob Zombie The Thing would be pretty wild. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think a few people have mentioned that too.
that's also like a top movie of mine, and I don't think it also needs anything different done to it. But I just think of like, the wacky aesthetic of what a Rob Zombie movie can be, and
Yeah.
just like the high stress that is in The Thing, I think he might be able to pull off well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Texas Chainsaw will be right up his alley. I reckon he'll have a really good vision on how he wants to do it, maybe. But then I honestly I think we've seen enough reboots and prequels now because in my opinion the 2001 version with Jessica Biel
2003, I think that one was.
2003. Yeah, that was my favorite one, dude. And that was the one before I watched the original.
Yeah.
I think I was 15. My brother got it for me because like he was older, so I got him to get it for me so we can watch it. And dude, I was terrified, and I really enjoyed that movie. And Michael Bay did a really good job with that. And I also liked the prequel as well, the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing. I haven't watched Leatherface yet. The real prequel, the story.
It's all right. It's, I don't know, for as like iconic as Texas Chainsaw Massacre is, the rest of that series I can kind of take it or leave it. I did
Yeah.
like the beginning, at least when I saw it. I think I like that one better than the Jessica Biel one.
Yeah, I thought the beginning was great.
But I'm like the same way with Nightmare on Elm Street. Like,
Yeah,
Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, if I were to rank Nightmare on Elm Street, it would probably be like the first one is first place, and then the rest would just be tied for last place because it's just a franchise that I've never been too big on, and I don't, I guess, necessarily have a good reason for that. But
yeah,
I think within Texas Chainsaw Massacre, though, if Rob Zombie's going to remake one, it would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which he basically said he already did with Devil's Rejects. So
yeah, or House of Thousand Corpse, really.
yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need another more Rob Zombie music. It's been a while. It's been like 3 or 4 years now. So
Yeah, it's been a few years.
which I don't know if it's true or not. I think he's in works of new music with the band, with the lineup.
Yeah, I remember hearing that when Riggs came back that they were going to start working, but you never know.
Yeah, because they said Rob Zombie is currently working on his next studio album, aiming for release of summer 2024. So obviously about a year ago.
Missed that one.
But yeah, but it's been going on for the last 2 years. But then he's just been on tour. But then obviously Ozzy passed away, so he went to his funeral. Then I think he would have had maybe it's just some time to I guess to like chill and grief a bit, because he directed one of Ozzy Osbourne's video clips.
Yeah, his music video.
Yep, Dreamer.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously I remember discovering Rob Zombie, and I think it was the Ozfest 20th anniversary DVD or whatever it was. And that's when they were playing during the day. And that's when I discovered John 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember, because when I was flicking through the Ozfest gallery and I clicked on Rob Zombie because I was a fan, and I'm like, here's a chick on guitar, but it was actually friggin' John 5. And shit like that. And I didn't know who it was. I'm like, Rick doesn't look like that with like short blonde hair with and shit and like slim down. Yeah, and like shreds like 100 miles per hour. But yeah, I don't know, man. It'd be good to hear some good music, but see what happens. Well, Corey Thomas, my friend, thank you for doing this. This was fun. Maybe we could do Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, well, like I said, I did like New Nightmare, but that was one that I think, because I saw it when I was a kid, and I don't know. That's definitely of all like the major, the heavy hitters within horror. That's probably the one that I'm just like the least. That and Texas Chainsaw Massacre are the ones that I'm just like the least familiar with. So I would most definitely have to watch all those movies again. But
yeah, well, even like even the Alien franchise, because Alien Romulus was friggin' amazing.
Yeah, that's another one that certainly the middle ones that I haven't seen, but just once. Like Alien 3, I've only seen one time and don't remember anything about it. And
well, before I saw Alien Romulus, I watched all of them first because I knew Romulus, and it was like in between Aliens 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like there's a weird timeline. If you go on the timeline, it's obviously linked to the Predator universe as well.
Yeah.
So there's like, and obviously Predator Badlands is coming out soon.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Which looks pretty good, yeah. And I think they just released an animation one as well. Yeah. It's on Netflix or Disney Plus. That was really good too.
That was really good.
So it's gonna friggin' good. It's gonna take over Marvel. It's gonna take over the Avengers.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too, because they went downhill after Endgame for sure. Well, Corey Thomas, my friend, thank you very much. Anyone that is new, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify. I know I'm a bit behind on uploading on Spotify because it takes so long to upload stuff. Follow you pretty much just on Instagram, really, even though you don't really post that much.
Oh, I'm bad. I'm bad with all of it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You got any new music coming up soon?
A few months ago, I started playing with a drummer, and we've put together a set list of some of the previously released Valkyrie AD stuff, and we've been working on that to try to get ready for some live shows. So
that'd be rad, man.
Recording has like taken a backseat. I mean, I'm always writing, but I haven't started to like prepare to release anything because hopefully I can try to do something with what's already out first. But yeah, stay tuned.
Yes, and you could debut your new ESP guitar.
Yeah.
And those with EMGs too.
Yeah, 8160s is what's in it.
Nice. Yeah, I think I told you I got the Zakk Wylde, the classic EMG 8185, and dude, you can't go wrong with those combos because like with the 81s, on a Marshall amp, you don't really need to have like high gain.
Yeah.
Like have really high gain amp to play like the solo music that you and I like. Yeah, Zach's tone's always been fucking really punchy, man. I really love it. Especially if you just put on like his MXR wild pedal on and just play it through a dirty channel. Just sounds fucking mint, man. So I think I might switch all my guitars with EMGs now. So
yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah, same. Well, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Peace out.